Willow's an amazing little girl. Who's had quite a struggle, but yeah, she's just an amazing little girl.
So Willow, after spending the 65 days in hospital, and then really for the first year of her life, she still was struggling with being able to breathe properly.
When she was born, her esophagus wasn't connected to her stomach, so in the womb she wasn't consuming and eating, and we had many months of very sleepless nights and constant tube feeding.
Every 3 hours you're feeding 30 mils, not very much. It would take an hour and a half to get that 30 mils into her. And if you moved her too quickly after that hour and a half, she would throw up. So with that, when you're laboring to breathe, eating is not a priority, and you don't have a lot of energy really to do things. So she just naturally ended up being a bit developmentally behind. She didn't start to walk until she was just after her second birthday, she started to walk.
This is one of my favorites. Just the big eyes. Every time everybody would see her, just the first thing they say, "Wow, such big eyes," you know. Here's your typical size soother, which is like right, exactly.
You kind of forget in the pictures, right? You lose
It's very hard to explain. I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about this. Well, I think what some people don't know is when you leave the hospital, they're kind of done with you, and the Children's Rehab Foundation kind of pick up where the hospital leaves off, and they're going to help guide you through the years to come. I mean, we were in the hospital for 65 days, her first 65 days of her life, but the Children's Rehabilitation Foundation, they take us the rest of the way.
The feeding clinic, prior to Willow, I would never have known, but there are a lot of kids dealing with feeding issues, and it's not something that's talked about. It's kind of just assumed that the biggest issue might be around breastfeeding. So the clinic does provide a fantastic support for all of them, and just helping them through to the next steps.
And now we see, you saw her today, she's running and climbing and jumping, and her balance is getting better all the time. Now she's at a point where she likes all kinds of foods and stuff you wouldn't think a 2-year-old would like. She likes her garlic sausage, and she likes smoked salmon and ice cream, of course.
Willow, her life has really normalized out. And the foundation and the supports that they've provided are part of the reason for that, for sure. Hospitals are very important. There's lots of charities, they're all important, right? But now that I've been a part of this organization, I've really seen how they've impacted so many families. The opportunities that they give to the kids, which also ends up being, smiles on their faces, smiles on the parents' faces and the families' faces as they see them get to really try new things, be able to do normal things and participate in life. It is about life. It is about being able to live it to the fullest. And that's what they do,
For me, we tried for a long time to have a baby, and at one point we kind of gave up, it's not going to happen. And then now here she is, and we're like, what do we do without her? And it's just so much fun. It's indescribable. They do so much for you that they do so much for you that you don't really realize what you do without them.